What's happening, all you Dolphins fans out there? Hope you're all having a great day. So, coming out of free agency, the Dolphins didn't necessarily land the big name players the first couple of days of free agency, but they sure did a great job just signing quality veterans that not only give the team great depth at the position, but also the additions we have seen over the last week give the Dolphins just great flexibility and freedom heading into this upcoming draft. We got 5 picks in the top 100 picks of the draft. The Dolphins are just free to do whatever they feel like in the draft. And picking at pick 3, we got a real chance to trade back. So, we could have 8 picks in the top 100 come April. So, yeah, we got tremendous flexibility heading into the draft. Now, one of the guys that we signed that's, going to help us to tackle the draft however we see fit is Will Fuller, the wide receiver. Now, you could say the signing of Will Fuller was the biggest free agency move for the Dolphins. During free agency, we gave him a 1-year deal at $10 million, which is fully guaranteed. And this was just really a surprise move for me. I didn't think he'd be a target for Chris Greer and Coach Flo, especially when you take his durability into account and the suspension last year after he was popped for PEDs, which was, pretty surprising. But really, I understand the vision, bringing in an electric receiver like Fuller. He's a legit 4-3 playmaker that can create separation just really anywhere on the field. His speed is just really immense and game-changing. He consistently was open for big bombs over the top the last 5 years playing for the Texans. He's great at getting open on slants, deep crossing routes, and obviously on go routes, his specialty. And that's something that's just really been missing in this Dolphins offense for many years now. I mean, Kenny Stills did have his moments for the Dolphins getting open over the top, but Will Fuller is a whole nother kind of playmaker. He can get open in a hurry. He just creates separation with ease. And just, his ability to create huge separation is going to be great for Tua. And it just gives us another awesome weapon for this offense. And the need to draft a receiver early in the draft has been somewhat squashed after signing Fuller. We didn't have to take one in the first round. I'd rather we take one, 1 or 2 receivers in the second or third round. And with Fuller, he's a great playmaker that's just going to allow us to do a lot of things in this offense. The middle of the field should be a lot more open when you've got a guy like Fuller on the field. Guys like Mike Gesicki and Lynn Bowden and Malcolm Perry, whoever's going to be playing in the slot, they're going to have much more space between the numbers. And I think Tua excels throwing between the numbers. We saw it last season. And like I've said, it's going to help out the entire offense and it's going to help out Tua. Another addition, JACOBY BRISSETT, in my opinion, has more than settled our backup quarterback situation. He's an experienced and capable veteran that just gives you confidence if he ever had to step in under center, if the starter ever went down. He's considered by many to be an elite leader that is revered in the locker room, and he was somewhat a beloved figure during his time with the Colts. He's also the perfect veteran QB to pair with Tua in the quarterback room. He's a strong, selfless leader that always puts the team first. And at 1 year, $5 million, which can get up to $7.5 million with incentives, is a fair contract for a quarterback of Brissett's stature. The need for a backup quarterback has just really been eliminated heading into the draft next month. Before the Brissett signing, I was loving the idea of the Dolphins taking a quarterback like a Davis Mills or a Kellen Mond, Jamie Newman, or even a Kyle Trask. I would have loved to add, a talented guy to the room. But now, after bringing in Brissett, we're more than set at backup quarterback, and we got a guy that can start at the drop of a hat. I'm incredibly happy with the Brissett signing, and obviously Coach Flo, being around him up in New England, he knows what he's all about, and I think that Brissett is perfect for the Dolphins culture and what we're building. Another move, the trade for linebacker Benardrick McKinney has filled a big hole that was open next to Jerome Baker. Before the McKinney trade, we had absolutely no one to take snaps at inside linebacker. Camo Grugier-Hill's gone. Oh, we did just re-sign Landon Roberts. We'll see what kind of role he's going to have with the team. But other than that, I couldn't see anyone coming in and being a starter beside Baker. I really thought the Dolphins were probably going to take a linebacker, in the first 3 rounds. A guy to come in and play Mike linebacker and just really, tear up things in the middle. But with the McKinney acquisition, he's going to more than fill that role in this defense. McKinney can just really do it all. He's great in the run game. He can take on blocks and just blow up running backs and whoever else is coming out of the backfield. He's great at rushing the passer. That's probably one of his best attributes, his ability to get to the quarterback. He's done that every year with the Texans, and just being 6'4", close to 260 pounds. He's like 257, 260, whatever he is. He blows up offensive linemen. and gets to the quarterback, but he's also got an explosive first step to get a jump on the ball and get pressures on the quarterback. We're getting a great player here. He was injured last year. I think he only played in like 4 games, so we didn't see much from him in 2020, but before last year, he was pretty durable. He averaged about 995 snaps a season for 4 straight seasons, so he showed that he can be a durable player for an extended period of time. Hopefully he can be that for the Dolphins, but just what I've seen from him, watching his career, I think he's going to be great in this defense. If he stays healthy, he's going to be a great complement to Jerome Baker and just a tremendous addition for this defense. He's intelligent, he's a stout, powerful, big, strong player, and he fits the mold of what the Dolphins love from their linebackers. Benardrick McKinney feels a major need, and I'm just hoping he's going to stay healthy with the team moving forward. Another position that was wide open was center. We did go after Daniel Andrews, and, we were in talks with Ted Karras, but Ted Karras decided to go back to the Patriots, and Andrews as well decided to go back to the Patriots, so we'll see how that's going to turn out. Obviously, one of them's going to play guard, but yeah, we missed out on both of those guys, and what we got next in line was Matt SKURA, formerly with the Ravens. Matt SKURA really just fills the mold of what the Dolphins love from their center. They love a guy that's intelligent, who can be an anchor in the middle of the offensive line, but he just fits what we do. He's great in a man power blocking scheme, and that's exactly what Matt SKURA excels at. There is that incident last year where he was having trouble snapping the ball out of the shotgun. He did say in his press conference that was due to, torrential rain. Hopefully that was the case, and SKURA can come back and just be an awesome center for this team. You can just see watching the tape, he's incredibly strong. He's got great play strength. He's a pretty similar player to Ted Karras, but I think he could do a better job in the running game, getting to the second level. In 2019, he did tear like every ligament in his knee, the MCL, the ACL, the PCL, whatever ligament you can think of, he did tear, and he made it back in 8 months to start for the Ravens and play a majority of their snaps, so that just shows what kind of a player he is. But I think the Dolphins have got confidence in him to start at center. Before the SKURA signing, I thought there was a good chance we were going to take a chance on a center in the draft, and there's a number of great centers coming out of college this year. We got Creed Humphrey at the top of the list. I'm a huge fan of his. I think that he'd be a great starting center for us for many years, for at least a decade. Landon Dickerson from Alabama, 6'6", 326 pounds, former teammate of Tua. Similar to Creed Humphrey, they're big, huge, physical guys that rarely get pressured on. But the main thing with Dickerson is his injury history. We've also got Josh Myers from Ohio State. He's more of a third-round pick, but another solid guy that could have come in and started at center. Those are the 3 main guys I thought the Dolphins would take a chance on, because all the other interior offensive linemen that are coming out are mostly guards, guys like Elijah Vera-Tucker and Wyatt Davis and Aaron Banks, Ben Cleveland, Deontay Moore from Alabama. Those guys are mostly exclusively guards, but who knows, we could still take one of the top guys, Creed Humphrey or a Landon Dickerson. SKURA could start for us next year, and those guys, could be groomed behind SKURA to be the center of the future, and, that plan sounds great to me. Imagine having a guy like Creed Humphrey next year, or, possibly even starting at guard this year. Who knows what could happen, or Landon Dickerson, but for me, the main target is Creed Humphrey, and SKURA definitely does help the offensive line moving forward, because other than him, who else was going to snap the ball this next season? I mean, Michael Dieter has a lot of experience at center. I think they did experiment with him there in training camp, and Jesse Davis has got experience snapping the ball at center, but, those guys aren't starting centers in the National Football League. But yeah, like I've said, SKURA just helps out in the short term and really just gives this team a guy that can, hold down the fort for, for a season or 2. Alrighty, moving on to another signing, Adam Butler, who's been with the Patriots the last 4 seasons, 4 or 5 seasons. But for me, this is a tremendous signing. Behind Christian Wilkins and Raekwon Davis and Zach Sealer, we really didn't have anyone to, come in and play significant snaps in the interior defensive line, but getting a guy like Adam Butler is going to help out tremendously. 6'5", 300 pounds. He's a perfect defensive tackle to add to this defense. Another guy that's got experience with Coach Flo. I think he was with Flo for 2 or 3 seasons, but this is a guy that can just really do it all on the defensive line. He's great at getting after the quarterback, something that Devon Gottschall didn't do much in his career with the Dolphins. He really was a run defending specialist, but Adam Butler could get after it in the passing game and the run game. His last 4 seasons, he's done a great job getting after the quarterback. He had 28 quarterback pressures in 2017, 26 in 2018, 26 pressures in 2019, and 27 this past season, to go along with 14 run stops in 2020, 20 run stops in 2019, 9 in 2018, and 11 run stops in 2017. This is a guy that, like I said, can do it in both phases of defensive football. He's a guy that can do it all for this defense, and he's just a perfect addition to round out the interior defensive line position. Before the Butler signing, I really was looking for the Dolphins to add a defensive tackle in the draft, but that need has been squashed with the addition of Butler, and I think that, man, he is really going to round out this defensive tackle room. We are going to be an absolute force in the interior of this defense. The first line of defense: Adam Butler, Raekwon Davis, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer. Those guys are just going to get absolutely after it. They're going to dominate. They're going to sack some quarterbacks. They're going to gobble up blocks. I'm just super excited to see what these defensive tackles are going to do in 2021. It doesn't get much better than that. Another great addition was Justin Coleman, who was with the Lions the past couple of seasons, previously with the Patriots. Another guy just like Adam Butler that's got experience around Coach Flo. And Justin Coleman is a guy that's got a lot of experience playing slot corner. With guys like Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, obviously we're going to need a guy in the middle to take snaps at nickel, and Justin Coleman's a guy that's got a lot of experience doing that. He's going to compete with Nick Needham and Jamal Wiltz, or I think didn't he change his name to Jamal Perry? But yeah, number 33 the past 2 seasons. He's going to compete with those guys, and yeah, he's just a veteran, just like Adam Butler. They can get it done on the field. He's got experience in this Coach Flo and Patriots defense the past 5-6 seasons, and yeah, he's just great veteran depth to add to this team, and just really help to shore up that slot corner position. Oh, I forgot to mention Noah Igbenogany. Obviously, he's going to compete with him, so we'll see how that's going to turn out in training camp, but Justin Coleman just helps to solidify that corner position. Another signing, running back Malcolm Brown, is another welcome addition to the team. I think he's around 6 foot, 5'11", 220 pounds. He's the kind of running back that Dolphins, may have been coveting the past couple of seasons. We did bring in a guy like Salvin Ahmed, who's under 200 pounds, and we did draft Myles Gaskin, who at the time was around 190 pounds, and also Patrick Laird's around 200 pounds, so we haven't really brought in many power backs. Oh, we did bring in Jordan Howard, but that was a massive failure. The only thing he did was, score some touchdowns in short yardage situations, but other than that, Jordan Howard looked absolutely horrible for the Dolphins last season. But Malcolm Brown has been great for the Rams the last 5-6 seasons. I love his game. He plays with great power. He's great between the tackles. He's just a punishing rusher that can just really make his presence known to defenses. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll see if we turn out to be, the third running back for the Dolphins. Hopefully we're going to draft, like a Najee Harris or a Javonte Williams. For me, that's the main objective in this draft. We have to find, a starting elite bell cow running back that's going to elevate this offense. And Malcolm Brown is going to help out to round out the stable at running back. But yeah, we have to add one of those top elite guys. Travis Etienne, he's got elite speed, but I'm just not a fan of the way he goes about breaking tackles. He relies, a lot on his quickness and flexibility to get out of tackles, and just, Javonte Williams and Najee Harris have the ability to just run through any kind of defender. And that's what I want to see from my running backs. And that's what Malcolm Brown can bring at a much more minor level. And also, just a quick mention to Brendan Scarlett, the linebacker from the Texans. He's not a guy that's going to play, 800 plus snaps, but he's a guy that's been doing it all for the Texans over his career. He's 27 years old. He's 260 pounds, but he really just leaves it all on the field in every rush or every rundown rep. His power is just really evident when he drops his bull rush, and he's just got heavy, active hands to blow up blockers in the run game. His size and athleticism gives him great flexibility to play both inside and out, but this is a guy I think that's going to play around 200 to 300 for the Dolphins this year. He's another versatile option for Coach Flo and defensive coordinator Josh Boyer, and he just complements, what everyone else does in this defense. He's a strong edge presence both against the run and as a pass rusher, and his ability is something the Dolphins are going to know how to use incredibly well. Just another versatile linebacker or edge rusher, you could say, that's going to do it all for this defense. Also, Duke Riley from the Eagles, 230-pound linebacker. He's an athletic linebacker that got a lot more snaps for the Eagles last season. I wasn't sure if that was because he earned those snaps or they had nobody else to play linebacker on defense, because the last couple of years, I tell you, the Eagles have had absolutely nobody at linebacker. But Duke Riley just brings a lot to the table. He excels on special teams, and he just brings a lot of athleticism to the field. The Falcons drafted him in 2016 from LSU. He has bounced around a little bit, but I can see what the Dolphins see in him. He's an athletic linebacker that's going to help out on special teams, but also a guy that can, take a few snaps here and there at linebacker if we need him to step in. He's pretty good in coverage, and yeah, I could see him getting some snaps, possibly on third down. We'll see what happens. So the main point of this video, was to explain the kind of flexibility the Dolphins are going to have in the upcoming draft. Even though we didn't completely settle these positions, we've brought in a number of guys that will help the Dolphins' upcoming draft selections be a much easier process and just a much easier decision. Will Fuller, he's a big play threat that's going to come in right away and just bring the kind of speed we haven't seen for many years. He's got elite speed and just elite route running and elite separation ability. Benardrick McKinney, like I said, fills one of the starting linebacker roles, and yeah, he's a guy that loves football, and I think he's going to fit in incredibly well into this defense. Adam Butler from the Patriots, another talented defensive tackle to round out the defensive line. Raekwon Davis, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, Adam Butler. That is an awesome collection of players, and just, yeah, like I said, I can't wait to see just how much they're going to dominate on Sundays. Matt SKURA, he's a guy that can start for us in the short term. We'll see what he can bring to the table. He might turn out to be the guy for us, and we might sign him to a multi-year extension. We'll see what SKURA can do for the Dolphins. But for the time being, that's a big hole that we definitely filled. Justin Coleman, a slot corner that's going to compete with Igbenogany and Nick Needham and Jamal Perry, just brings in solid veteran depth to compete in training camp. Malcolm Brown, our power running back that I think can bring a lot more to the table than Jordan Howard brought to the Dolphins in 2020. Oh, forgetting to mention JACOBY BRISSETT, he could turn out to be one of our most important signings of the offseason. And like I said, the perfect guy to bring into the team. He's going to be a great backup for Tua, and a guy that can start for us if the starter is to unfortunately get injured. And also linebackers Brendan Scarlett and Duke Riley. Another two guys that fit this scheme. Scarlett brings great versatility to defense, same as Duke Riley, but also Riley, like I just said, brings great ability to special teams. Alrighty guys, that's it for this video. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the situation. What do you think the Dolphins should be doing heading into the draft after free agency? In my opinion, we've filled a number of needs here in free agency, even though we didn't sign the big names like a Kenny Golladay or Juju Smith-Schuster or a safety like a John Johnson. We got more than enough picks to fill those needs in the draft. And yeah, like I've said, adding these guys in free agency, we've got tremendous flexibility and just freedom heading into this draft. And I'm just very confident that Chris Grier and Marvin Allen and all those guys in the front office, and along with Coach Flo, are going to make the right decisions to just turn this team into a perennial playoff contender and hopefully a Super Bowl contender next year and for many years to come. Alright, thanks guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, if you've been liking the content, and as always, it's fins up, baby. Man, I wish the draft was in late March. Oh man, it can't come sooner, and yeah, I'm just super excited to see what the Dolphins are going to do next month.